before we begin the Austria video, one of the rules I have when we do league racing is when you're obviously racing each other, first rule I have is, and pretty much everybody else would have, is do not tangle with your teammate. Here's what occurred during the French Grand Prix with the Renault teammates.
Win this race by 100 seconds right now. And I think Derek maybe trying to make a move on the inside here. Oh my god. Oh, and it looks like they're going to make more.
Wow.
That's the end incident. That's the incident that cost them an oh my. Oh. They make more contact. Wow. Okay, that is definitely not good. As Alan Hugo actually has a slider at that corner, and they're still going side by side. They don't want to give up on this. They don't want to concede the position. They've gone for a battling for wow. There's the contact. No, there's the contact. No. That is the contact. Derek Kidd is out the race. Rain is in the wall. That is not good. I don't know what point he just got for that, but that is crazy. Rain is retired from the race as well.
What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today. We are back for another round of AOR Oceania Season 5 on the Xbox One. We're here for round number 9 here at the Austrian Grand Prix. And there's an example of why you shouldn't tangle with your teammate. I do apologise to both the Renault boys there, but I mean, I just had to put that one in. That probably was a little bit silly from both their parts anyway. But anyway, points-wise, 118 points between New Zealand Ryan and Alan Hugo. You can see we're still position 15 on 9 points. Constructors-wise, Ferrari have a 101-point advantage over Toro Rosso, and Alfa Romeo are still back in position number 8. Now, I did say I was obviously going to clarify, no, there will not be any French highlights from me. Main reason for that is, well, I didn't take part in the French Grand Prix because if you, obviously, it was the same weekend as the NRL Grand Final. And, of course, my team, obviously, I follow the Canberra Raiders if you do follow the NRL here in Australia. And, obviously, my team made the Grand Final for the first time in 25 odd years. And I've obviously been supporting the team for like 16, 17 odd years, probably. So I really wanted to watch this one, and unfortunately, in the end, we lost. But yeah, I don't. What's the word? I can't even think of it at this point in time. Anyway, so I don't regret it at all that I missed French Grand Prix for that one. I probably copped a little bit of stick as well from a few of the guys saying, "Why give up?" Watching the NRL Grand Final for that, but I probably couldn't give a rat's ass, especially probably where I was in the championship at that point. Probably couldn't give a damn really. But anyway, we set the first lap of the session. It's a 1 minute 4.917 here, and probably also you probably should be wondering as well, my onboards. No, don't be alarmed. You are not seeing things. Well, we are seeing things differently, but that you don't need to adjust your sets or whatsoever on YouTube. It's basically, I was trying different camera angles for this round. Whether it stays around from after this round or not, I'm still up in arms, but just thought I'd tinker with it a little bit, obviously, with when I was practicing around, obviously doing this track as well. Just decided to tinker around a little bit here, and yeah, tinker with the camera angles. Obviously, it's a lot more closer. You probably will not see my helmet much, and probably not much of the steering wheel either. But I just thought I'd give it a go. I think I've seen somebody else do this. I think it might have been CRG Pinecone. I think it was. It's probably got something similar. I don't think it's exact similar to what I've got, but I was noticing in one of his videos, I think when he was doing, like, I think TT for time trial, basically what TT is for Canada, and obviously took the final chicane absolutely, you could say track extended, but didn't get a warning for it. So yeah, I thought I'd just try to give this a go, see what it's like, and yeah, if it works, we'll probably continue on. But if it doesn't, I might try different camera angles anyway, but obviously it was tinkering with it quite a bit. I was probably going to tinker it anyway if it took part in the French Grand Prix, but obviously it didn't. So you can see there, I was on a pretty decent lap. on this second, well, actually third lap, I should say, because the second lap was pretty crap, to be honest. So I actually set the fastest middle sector there, but obviously I turned in way too early coming through a turn 7 there. I don't know what I was thinking at the time when that was occurring, but yeah, Austria has been, I mean, it's been a good hunting ground for me in the past. Yes, albeit probably in F2, but F1, bit of a mixed bag. Obviously, back in season 3, obviously finished. What happened there? I think I got in the. I think I got in the points. Might have finished like P9 or something. But obviously had the DRS failure. At the back of the time, I said yes. It was on the front on the straights. I had no issue with it, but going through the fast corners, hated it. So that was one of the reasons for that one, and we invalidated the lap time there on that lap. So and obviously last season it was the weird race where it was like the sort of wet race that never got wet, pretty much. So and obviously HO went on to pretty much dominate from pole and get the race victory in the end that time. And unfortunately I had that incident with Prez BC coming up here basically in turn 3 and pretty much buggered up his race, and yeah, ended up obviously crashing into the wall and covering a few penalty issues. I still apologise to Prez about that one. Whether he wants to forgive me or not, that's up to him really. But anyway, we'll continue on here. We were on track here to improve the lap time here, but I just turned it a little bit too early there, which pretty much invalidated my lap time. And I mean, I probably still would have invalidated the lap time anyway, but I set a 1 minute 4, where was I? The 1 minute 4.54, the invalidated lap time, which looking at the qualifying results after this probably would have put me around position 8, just ahead of always AFK behind Master Berserk. But again, no surprise, Ryan's on pole. Just ahead of Rain HC and Alan Hugo. Pretty much it's close handy with both myself and Matt. We're pretty much 10th and 11th. But the beauty of being outside the 10 is I get the free choice of tyres and starting on fresh rubber. And Brazuca rounds out the field there with 1.2 seconds off the pace. But anyway, it's time to go racing here for the Austrian Grand Prix. Alrighty, welcome to the grid for the Austrian Grand Prix under, well, you could say fairly clearish skies anyway, but race strategy-wise, this was a little bit of a tricky one because it says there you could do the one stop from softs to mediums. Pretty simple, really. So, and obviously someone was really keen on getting the session started because they've set the readying up button, and I pretty much had to rush this through very quickly here. So, I had to get a little bit of advice as well from my teammate on what tyres I should start on here as we just about get ourselves set off here for the formation lap here.
Okay, our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap.
Thank you, Jeff, as always. So, and obviously getting the front wing changed automatic to yes. So as we have a little bit of a look inside the Red Bull there with extra Brazuca. So yeah, very cool inside there. But anyway, like I said, I had to get a bit of insight from Matt, who obviously does SRL on the Fridays, about what the tyre strategy, and obviously SRL, AOR, sort of like the calendars sort of merge up pretty well. And I was a bit up in arms of what tyres to start on.
Keep an eye on the lights.
He suggested go on the medium tyre. So we'll see if it works. Here we go. We're all set for round number 9 here in Austria. 5 red lights. Let's do it around Spielberg, and it's, well, it seemed like a fairly decent-ish getaway there, and not a lot of going on here into turn 1 there, but didn't see like movers and shakers there. Poms extends the track quite a bit there as we lose a spot actually to RBR. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see whether these mediums, whether we can still do the one-stop, go from mediums to softs, or whether we have to go mediums to hards. We can try to go around the long way here at the hairpin at turn 3, even though technically it's turn 2.
Okay, we're through the start phase.
Even they call that a little kink up into turn 3, turn 2, basically. So you can make up that your mind there which one it is. But my teammate and Always AFK, they've had their fair share of battles this whole season, and again they're having it again through turn 6 into 7 now. I'm not sure who's going to come out of this one here. Matt tries to go around the long way around here, and I think he's going to achieve it. But we're just sort of playing the patient game here, because obviously the medium tyres are probably, well, not the ideal tyre to start on there. Is looking a little bit close there with Poms and Always, I think, by the look of it. But thankfully we got away with it all there, and managed to get through lap 1 unscathed. There's someone has a little look up the inside there. It might have been Poms, but RBR obviously trying to put a bit of pressure as well on Poms as well. But I think majority, yeah, pretty much, I think everyone in the top 10 started on the soft tyres. It'd be interesting to see how long their tyre strategy goes for. There's a little bit of lag there from my part. I don't know what it was this race as well, because it seemed to happen quite a bit this race on my end. So yeah, I have to really think about what goes on there as we lap 3, getting a little bit closer now to RBO. We actually set the fastest first sector there to go purple overall. So feel like I had, fairly decentish pace for the race. Wasn't really sure what the qualifying pace was going to translate to the race. I thought RBR was going to run wide here, but no, I was mistaken. That was actually lag. So yeah, that really put me off a little bit there. So yeah, it's really not helping as well with. But it might maybe have something to do with being in a regional area. I know probably majority of these guys are probably on NBN in most cities, but me in regional area, I just have to put up with what I have to. And probably even in New Zealand, they've probably never even heard of NBN, but they've still got damn quick internet speeds anyway. But again, we're trying to close in on RBR. Had a little bit of a look going into turn 3, but nothing doing there. But again, into lap 4, pretty much try to use every bit of curbing there, because I think it was which one was it? I can't remember which one of the F1 Esports Pro races event it was, but I noticed, can't remember who it was there, as we ran a little bit wide there, which really put me off my momentum through turn 7 and 8 there. But I think it might have been Frederick Rasmussen. It was pretty much using every single bit of road he can as the yellow flag is laggy. Whoa, geez, that's a bit dangerous for my, I've got to say, as we try to getting onto the power, there's a little bit close to comfort. Oh, gee, where's it? Laggy's in the wall and he's out.
Green flag.
Okay, yeah, that's an interesting one. I'm not really sure. Did I cause that? Let's find out.
Meant to last until, if you want to go onto the medium tyres, they're meant to last to about lap 13 to 15, and I think at this rate, Ray might be forced to go on the hard tyre strategy, and as laggy person spun, I think, somewhere in turn 9, and I think Roscoe Arm's gone off as well. He's into the gravel. Oh my word! As laggy person is out of the session then, I think he got collected with, I think, was it the Red Bull or Bazooka, I think it was, and that is one Ferrari's race over. So that was an anti-climax for him, but is that Matt is going to try and make a move past Always AFK for position 7. Always AFK shuts the door on Is That Matt, and I think, is he going to hold on? I think Is That Matt is going to get DRS. Yes, he is. Going down the hill, then going towards turn 4. Is he going to get the outside? Oh, they almost made contact a little bit there. Hopefully, Always AFK hasn't got any damage.
Yeah, this was a bit of a tricky one, this one, because obviously there was yellow flags. I think Laggy had a moment coming through the final couple of corners. So I think he might have been trying to actually come into the pit lane or something and actually bottled it or something. But yeah, that was a bit of an interesting rejoin there. But you see, I was trying to get onto the power there, but I think he was sort of squeezed in between, obviously, myself and Brazuca there. And unfortunately, I think he actually made contact with Brazuca there. And yeah, it was really unfortunate. I did apologise to Laggy if that was my fault. I was going to take the blame for that one, but I think it was just a bit of an unfortunate incident, that one. So yeah, it's not been a great season at all for Laggy, whether it's because he's in the Ferrari or something, because obviously past few seasons he's always been in the Haas, so with the upgraded machinery, he's not really worked. I don't actually know,
You've been
but
awarded a time penalty for that last incident.
not been a real great season at all. It's a fair share of ups and downs for Lahey, let's put it that way. But we do get the move on Brazuca, so we get back up to P11. But we're a fair way behind RBR now, so going to have to really try and catch up to him very shortly. Yeah, we don't need to we don't need to show you that what happened there. You probably can understand what would have happened there, but we'll just skip over that one. We'll just move on from there. So now obviously rounding wide at turn 3. Obviously getting a track extension, which I thought was a bit silly, but we did lose the spot to Brazuca, but we did get the spot back on Brazuca going into turn 6, and as your father, that we're back up into P11. So now we'll want to truly be a long race to catch up to these guys further ahead as well. And just could really feel the tyres as well starting to slide. I don't know what it was. I don't know the tyres, but the rear end really started to slide coming through turn 9 there. I don't know what it was, whether it was changing down the gears too early or not or something, but I don't know. But now the pit stops are happening now as Poms, always AFK, and Top Banter are coming to the pit lane, so they're going onto hard compound tyres, I think. There's cut a lap later, Death Bro, Rain, I think are the next two to come in, so they've gone onto the hard tyres. So this is sort of in my head a little bit here, whether this one stop, obviously most of these ones are going from softs to hards, or whether some of these guys are going soft to mediums. But this is really toying with my mind a little bit there as we now jump up into position 4. I think it was Matt and obviously my teammate was in, and Mars Berserk I think might have been the other one. I can't remember who the other one was, but I think that's Kyle was one of the Williams. I'm pretty sure it was, yeah, it might have been Kyle, because I don't think Conrad was racing here because of this something or other, but anyway. Yeah, lap 13, yeah, we're just pretty much on our own here, just going pretty much as long as we dare, and just going to go try and get onto the soft tyres as quickly as you can here. But coming through turn 4 here, just trying to get on the power, we lose the rear end and into the wall. And just literally have to wait an eternity here because there were quite a few cars, and obviously I wasn't sure about the whole ghosting thing, obviously, because I didn't want to give anybody else damage, especially. So try to get back going here. Obviously, I'm just trying to get out of the road here of Poms and get a pretty silly.
You've been awarded a time penalty for that last
that's a stupid penalty, to be honest.
In front is 1.5 seconds.
Well, what did I deserve to do to get that 3-second time penalty? But yeah, it is what it is. Can't really change it too much here. So yeah, this was a.
We're running in excess of fuel. We can turn up the engine to mix both 3 if you need it. Turn fuel to
This is a really interesting one. We'll pull up a replay in a second. We just managed to get it under the speed lane, the pit lane speed limit there. I seriously don't know how I nailed that pit lane entry, but that was all very weird there, and I still don't know how. So going to go on straight onto the pretty much abort the mediums to soft strategy, go from now on to mediums to hards, and now on the hard tyres. I did ask for a change in the front wing as well. I think I went, what did I have? I think I had 2 4-wings for this race. I've gone back to like 3 4-wings, but yeah, this was a weird one. I've got to say, here's a replay of it in slow-mo. So coming through here, just like getting on the power, I didn't even touch the curb. I don't know whether I just touched the white line a little bit there, but the car just went, and I seriously do not know how I didn't get front wing damage for that, because it seemed like a pretty sizable hit into the wall there. But I'm still surprised that I still have my front wing intact, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, yeah, it just felt weird at the time there as Kaiwas now comes into the lane. I think he's probably one of the last ones here as we're starting to chase after Brazuca here. This is pretty much the time where I decided to give it a push here and see whether I could make some inroads on Brazuca, but that doesn't really help my cause there, getting another 3-second time penalty.
We've been awarded a time penalty. We'll go against our finishing time at the end of the race. I've
actually lost count of how many penalties I've got this race. It's either 3 or 4, but we'll cut on some other replays. There's a replay with Death Bro and always AFK, getting a little bit close for comfort there going to turn 3. Always did get the move done on Deth, but I think Deth may have a look here up the inside into turn 4. Does he go for the dive bomb? Yes, he does. A little bit of a lock up there, a little bit of contact. It may have pushed always out wide, actually, so
we're trailing our teammate by 27.8 seconds.
We always would have been too thrilled about that one and all, but we are a fair way behind Matt, as you can tell there, and I pretty much just had enough of Jeff at that point, so I told him to shut up at that point. So another replay a bit further ahead with Alan Hugo's trying to hold up top Bantam, but obviously trying to get past Rain HC as well. Again, I think I've pretty much got this in the right lap. I don't actually know, because I don't know how Alan does this, to be honest, because he doesn't have the lap counter, doesn't have the the places where like everyone's in place, where you're placed, that sort of thing, like you probably see on the top left now. I don't know how he does it, to be honest. It's going to be, obviously, they've somehow managed to get away with it, like picking out what laps the incidents happen. So might have to get in contact with Alan about that one and see like what did this thing happen, or what with clips and whatnot in the future. So anyway, RBR set the fast lap of the race, I think it was, but again, I was just building up the time penalties. This is pretty much, I honestly don't understand where my pace has gone.
They're on old hards. Their tyres are 16 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 9.0. You're falling back by 1/10 a lap. They have a time penalty of 3.0.
Yeah, when I heard that, I thought, yeah, this is nearly the race over. I did try pushing on to try and catch up to Brazuca, but I mean, it was pretty much all in vain, really. Here, as you can see, I'm pretty much just sliding every which way. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a warning there for, I think, illegal time gain. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Correct me if I'm wrong this whole season, but lap 27 here, I think I nearly gave up at this point in time. You can see I'm just losing the rear end again. Probably getting on the power too much on the curbs there, but yeah, with the amount of penalties I've got, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm already up to nearly 20 seconds. And again, I did not want to end up in the wall again compared to what happened at like 15, back on lap 13, I think it was, where it occurred. So there's always a yellow flag. I think Brazuca's had a moment there. Yeah, it was a little bit close for comfort there, but we do get the move done of Brazuca. Probably not the way I would have hoped it would have been, but anyway, we do get the move done anyway. It was lap 30 now. I could see this was coming anyway, because like I saw the bright red dot there. I could tell it was Ryan starting to catch up and getting the blue flags now. So I just decided to obey it, because pretty much if you don't obey it, you pretty much get more penalties added onto it. So yeah, didn't want to be silly at all. Just let the race leader go here. It's pretty much been a shithouse race anyway for me. So at this point in time, I just decided to board here and just go in to get onto a set of soft tyres, and somehow, I don't know how I didn't get a penalty for that, because apparently I got into the red/green sort of area there, so for the speed limit. So yeah, that was all weird. So I got a set of soft tyres and away we go. I went back to the original front wing I had, which was like 2. I think I ran like 2 4 wings, so obviously changed it to 3 at the last stop, which, I mean, I don't know whether it did work or didn't work. It didn't feel like it, but anyway, we've gone back to 2 4 wings now, and just trying to give yourself a bit of a gap here and just pretty much go hell for leather here. Try and get the fast lap of the race. Pretty much this race has just been all downhill there. Now, I tried going for the fast lap on this one, but yeah, I didn't have the greatest mix coming out of turn 10, to be honest. We get another 3-second time penalty, so I'm surprised I'd be disqualified, to be honest, because I've got that amount of penalties. So yeah, I honestly don't know where my pace has gone, literally. I was just up in arms. I was like, this is just not me. This is not where I want to be, like battling it out with like the back markers, you could say, a little bit here. So yeah, I was a bit up in arms with this one, like what I should do to look for later in the race anyways. Yellow flags in the middle sector. I don't know what that was for. It might just be an issue there. I don't actually know. But this is actually going to be the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. You're going to be on board here. So it might be just a glitchy. Oh, no, RBR's off the road there. So I think he was battling away high inside the top 10. I'm not sure. But yeah, that previous lap on like lap 32, I did get a personal best with a, what was it, 1 minute 7.406, but we're currently about nearly 6.5 tenths quicker at this stage of the lap as we're going to come across the line, get a bit of cheeky DRS there. We do set the fastest lap of the race with a 1 minute 6.284, and yeah, I mean, I was closing up a bit to Berserk, and look, I wasn't really going to pretty much like battle with him anyway because, yeah, I mean, lap car, the guy that's probably in the points, didn't really want to issue that one, have any issues, as RBR's actually out of the race. It was retired in the pit lane and left the session, so I don't actually know what happened there, but basically if I'd stayed ahead of Brazuca, I probably, looking back on it, I probably would have scored a point, but in the end it's just going to be P11, no points. Do get the fastest lap, that's something I guess you could say, but hey ho, it's yeah, just gonna have to work out where my pace is going for the next one at Great Britain. But there's a sticker board for this one because this was an awesome battle going to the line between my teammate and Poms, which I think Poms gets it because of penalties, I believe. Don't quote me on that one, we'll check the race results in a second, but no surprise, yet again Ryan is your race winner. And he's now got up his tally. What are we up to? This is like round 9. So I think he definitely won the French Grand Prix. So yeah, it's basically 8 out of 9 victories. I think it is now for Ryan. So he's well and truly on a march here. And a lot of people have been saying, I think somewhere along the line, that he'll easily wrap up the championship by Singapore. Could possibly happen. It might even happen before then, who knows. But there's your final results there. So New Zealand Ryan ahead of Alan Hugo's. Pretty fairly close at the end. And for, I think it was like 2 seconds possibly. But Rain finishes third. Top Banter, decent drive as well. Position 4, Berserk in P5. Then you got Death Bro, Poms. My teammate is that Matt, finished up at 8th. Then Always. And Brazuca gets into the final points. We just miss out. And also Kai was at 12th. And obviously got RBR and Laggy with the 2 D and F. So, points-wise, New Zealand Ryan obviously is now well and truly in the 200 points mark. He's 125 points ahead of Alan Hugo in the driver's standings. So he's got nearly this wrapped up by now, I would say. But we obviously go up to position number 14 now, because I think did somebody leave? I can't remember off the top of my head, but. Yeah, we're still on the 9 points, so we've still got a long way to go. I forgot to mention as well, Kai was actually scored Williams' first point back at the French Grand Prix, but as both Conrad and Icarus still yet to score points, but Ferrari have still got a 124-point margin over Toro Rosso. Alfa Romeo was still down in position 8, and Williams obviously with that one singular point. Here's the overall results of what occurred in Oceania. So obviously Ryan took victory in Xbox One. Penske, no surprise, took victory in Xbox F2. He's been on a fire recently. It's been Penske, and Darren 11 took out the PS4 race in the Mercedes 1-2. So yeah, pretty dour race. Sorry about the way it occurred with that race, but hopefully you did enjoy it. But if you did, be sure to give it a big smash on that like button. As always, you can leave your comments down below. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more AOR Oceania content on F1 2019, plus plenty more video gaming content as well. As always, all my social media links, they'll be down in the description, or you can go check it out here on the, you can see on my, what do you call it, my header overlay there. You go check it out there with the, you see where you search up where I am on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and I think Switch or something or other. I think it is anyway. But yeah, hopefully I can find some pace for Britain, because that's pretty much been one of my bogey tracks as Britain. So yeah, until the next round, which is the British Grand Prix, it is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.